Good morning, adventurers. Good morning, military adventurers. DJ Wayne here. Veterans Day weekend. We are in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina at USS Yorktown. Today we are honoring the men and women who are currently serving and who have served in our United States military. Myself, proud U.S. Navy veteran, 10 years, 3 ships, 1 shore duty. Beautiful day. I'm in between 2 events in Pawleys Island. Had a wedding last night, got a corporate event tonight. So I figured I'm coming to Charleston and we're gonna bring you guys on an exciting venture here on the USS Yorktown Aircraft Carrier. Got a ship there getting ready to go overseas. Couldn't ask for a prettier day, that's for sure. So buckle up, enjoy the ride as we hop on board the USS Yorktown Aircraft Carrier 10. And then over there is USS LAFFEY DD-724. And then we'll see what else we can get into while we're here. It's gonna be a great day. If you have served or if you are currently serving, thank you for your service. Please, in the comments below, I do love hearing from everybody. Let me know what branch you served, when you served, and where were you stationed? I'd love to hear from you. We are definitely going to get our steps in today. Whew, that's a lot of steps to walk up to get up here. I pledge allegiance, USS Yorktown, #. All right, welcome aboard, adventurers. DJ Wayne here, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Patriots Point. We are getting ready to board USS Yorktown Aircraft Carrier. It is Veterans Day weekend, so we are doing this in honor of all of the men and women who are currently or who have served in our United States military. Thank you for serving. This is in honor of each and every one of you. I myself am a proud U.S. Navy veteran. I am in between 2 events today and figured, look at this. It is a beautiful blue sky day. I have a couple of hours, so I came up here to take this tour and be a part of it all. I'm excited. I hope you are. Buckle up, enjoy the ride. Let's go. This is gonna be exciting. All right, we are in the hangar deck, USS Yorktown. We got about 45 minutes before our captain's tour. So we're just gonna kind of hang out here for just a little bit. I don't want to take a tour or 2 and then do the same thing as far as what they're gonna do on that tour. So, but I was talking to a young gentleman who is a nuclear machinist mate, has been in for just about a year now, he said, and he's stationed here in Charleston, still in training. Not sure if he's gonna go to officer candidate school. He said if he does, he is going to go subs. If he chooses not to go to be an officer, he's gonna stay and do nuclear carriers. So congratulations to him. Now I'm gonna separate the videos. I just came off of the USS LAFFEY, old destroyer that sits next to the Yorktown here. So if you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you check it out. We also, just a couple of years ago, we were in Norfolk, Virginia. We went to Nauticus. We took the Navy Museum there in the USS Wisconsin. So if you get a chance, if you haven't already seen that video, make sure you check that out. We certainly do appreciate it. It's our goal to do different military museums and military sites and honor our military. Like I said, I'm a proud U.S. Navy veteran, and I love this kind of stuff. And I just, because of what I do, I'm a DJ. I just don't get out as much as I want to. But today, being Veterans Day weekend, I said I got to get out. I want to do it. And who knows, tomorrow I may go to Wilmington and do the USS North Carolina battleship. I grew up in Myrtle Beach. We had the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base. For all you Air Force folks, if you served in the military, or if anybody you know has served, please let me know in the comments below where you served or who you know served, what they did. I was a radioman, RM, and where they served. If they were in the Navy, what ships were they on? If they were in the Air Force or Army, where were their duty stations? So on this ship, you got 4 different tours. You got tour 1 and 2 behind me, and then tours 3 and 4 right here. They were telling me the captain's tour is basically like tours 1 and 2. So here we can come up 3 and 4, post office, battleship room. There's a Wildcat for all you airplane enthusiasts. World War II fighter jet. Here's a little video of the Wildcat simulation in action. Oh, this is the Dauntless SBD-5. I believe that's what this one right here is. Yeah. You can actually walk up to this one. That's cool. Dive bomber. Pilot +1, 252 miles an hour. Well, I spoke too soon. You can't quite get up there. I was excited. I thought, oh, let's walk up there. Nope, not gonna happen. Oh well. But check this out. That's really cool. Now in Myrtle Beach, the upside down building, you can actually get inside one of these bad boys. That is awesome right there. Check that out. Am I the only one that looks at this and thinks of I Dream of Jeannie though? Project Mercury. And then we got the Project Gemini right beside it. Look at that. You can see where it burned up in the atmosphere coming back. Things you don't expect to see on the aircraft carrier. Oh, this one you can go inside. Let's go check it out. There's a few people in there already, so I said I'll come back. Tight quarters. Yep, she thought the same thing. Little video in there, which is pretty cool. Project Apollo. When I was on board the USS John F. Kennedy, we would come out here oftentimes and just kind of hang out, look out, think about home, think about the people back home. And in the middle of the night, on a beautiful night, you could see the stars for just ever. Beautiful sight, prettiest sight in the world, I gotta tell you. And just like you see that bird right there, you can see dolphins. Never saw a whale though, but I gotta tell you, that's something there that'll never leave your mind. I'll never forget it. Those moments sitting on the aircraft carrier just staring off into the moonlight at the stars. Great memories. Patriots Point Chapel Bell. Okay. The battle at Midway. A lot of people ask me when I talk about my Navy career where I got to visit. Well, because I was stationed on the East Coast in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Virginia the whole time, well, I got to go to the Virgin Islands, the Caribbean a lot. St. Thomas. Biggest hangover in my entire life, I'll never forget, was in St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands. That's a story for another day. But I got to go on a med cruise twice. I got to go all over Europe, all the way down across Saudi Arabia, all the way to the Indian Ocean. USS Yorktown abandoned on the afternoon of 4 June. The ship's list varied from 22 to 26 degrees. The platform you are standing on is an example of what Yorktown's flight deck would have been like with a 22-degree list. So just like NASCAR, on those bankings, we're on a 22-degree bank. But on a med cruise, my favorite place that I got to visit was Italy and Sicily. I fell in love with Sicily when I was going to the USS Mississippi before Desert Storm. They flew me over, and when I was landing, they said, well, you're gonna be here for about a month because we don't know where the Mississippi is because it's a nuclear cruiser. It was not communicating because it was under top secret orders to not tell anybody where they currently were. Once they found out where it was, they would fly me out to where I needed to be. So I went and I rented a car. I got to the rental car place there on base and said, I'd like to rent a automatic car, please, because I didn't know how to drive a manual transmission. They laughed at me. They said, this is Italy. We don't have automatic transmissions in Italy. Everything here is manual transmissions. Well, I'm gonna be in Sicily for a month. I rented a manual transmission Fiat for 3 weeks. I flew in next to a young lady. I went to her dorm, her room, knocked on her door, said, hey, do you know how to drive manual transmission? She said, yeah, why? I said, good, because I just rented a car. You need to teach me how to drive. So in the mountains of Sicily, she taught me how to drive a manual transmission Fiat. Needless to say, it was very interesting. Italians aren't so friendly when you're trying to learn how to drive a stick shift in the mountains. But I will say learning to drive in Sicily was pretty awesome. I got to drive up Mount Etna, which is an active volcano in Sicily. We found a little town called Bel Paso, Sicily, that we pulled over and we hung out in. And we made friends and we enjoyed a true Italian dinner. And we actually went back to Bel Paso for the next couple of days to hang out with our brand new friends. Stayed in touch with them for a few years while I was in the Navy. And then she got married. And then we lost in contact. But we got to drive all through Catania and Palermo, which is the mafia capital of the world, which is very interesting as you would pull up to banks and you would see bullet holes into the concrete and the brick beside the bank doors where the mafia had shot up the banks, the buildings. One story there, we walked into a pizzeria in one of the towns and they were selling shotguns in the lobby, making a transition. We said, we're not complaining whatsoever. Flight simulator. I'm wondering if we should do it. Navy flight simulator, F-16. Looks fun. You want to do it?
Welcome aboard this Flight Avionics Flight Simulator. Over on Tiger. There's no smoking, drinking, or eating during this flight.
Man, what about my hamburger?
Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the location of the emergency stop lines.
Departure Badger 310 Airborne. Roger, Badger, you will be working the Stingray US-270 at 1 miles hour, Angel score, switch button 17. Stingray, Badger checking in. Roger, Badger, heading 250, switch to strike. Roger. Badger, no mission change. Make sure you line up your targets, hit every shot. Badger in hot. Great shot, Badger. Badger. Viper's joining us to the Canyon Pass. We have 11 targets, weapons free. Roger, Stingray. Stingray, Viper's joining. Roger, Viper.
You have another bogey, 10 o'clock flight.
Roger, stand by. Bogey in sight. Stingray, I'm trying to lock up.
Roger, Patrick. Steady, steady.
Lockdown, simulating Fox 2. Batteries at Bingo Fuel, need Texaco.
Roger, Texaco. 150 at 5 miles, Angels 10.
Tally ho on Texaco.
Badger, Texaco, as you in sight, you're cleared in.
Badger's connected. Good flow. Badger's connected.
Roger, Badger. Some bad weather moving in. Better bust her back to mother.
Roger.
Paddles contact. Winds 20 knots down the angle.
Roger, paddles.
Badger, you are low. Low power. Call the ball.
310, point ball, 1.0.
Roger, ball order. Bad track. Nice job, Badger.
All right, so we're going to talk about this aircraft carrier. That is a model of us. We are CV-10, the 10th aircraft carrier that this country built. We are the second Yorktown carrier. The first one was CV-5, and she was sunk at the Battle of Midway, June 6, 1942. They started to build us December 1st, 1941. Pearl Harbor was December 7th. Excellent. So we knew something was coming up because we were doing this one and that one on December 1st. She was going to be called the Bonhomme Richard. John Paul Jones ship on the American Revolution. Yorktown, last battle of the American Revolution. So we've got a lot of American history. The first captain was a lieutenant commander. Hey boss, lieutenant commander. Sir, here's our first boss. Lieutenant commander, Cherokee from Oklahoma, the first Native American to graduate from the Naval Academy in 1917. So when he came on board, he wanted to get back out there in a hurry. So this carrier got built in 16 and a half months because of a group of people called Rosie the Women. 30% of the workforce in World War II were women. All right, so. You want from this man right here, okay? Make sure they don't stay there.
There you go. How are you? So there we go, inside this tight little thing. How cool is that?
Come on down, I got you. You won't fall.
Can you imagine being in this thing?
That's it. Keep going down like a step. Right? Look at that. 3 more to go. was that, huh?
Thank you.
All right, so we have 5 men. 2 are in the back with the extra cans of gasoline. Pilot, co-pilot, and our front guy does the you see a little body beat.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
They do represent some of the notable changes for the people who wrote this.
Citadel grad?
Yeah.
Civilian or military?
Civilian.
1943 South Pacific, hot and humid. No air conditioning on this boat. Most of you don't know what it's like. I grew up without it. I used to hear corn grow. I lived in the Midwest. Brooklyn and the Midwest. I lived in a small town in Indiana. But we had fans, and that was bad news for the kids on the Franklin because those fans brought smoke down below, and most of those sailors died by smoke inhalation. On the 7th deck below us is where we have our ammunition, bullet, and bomb ports. Elevators bring them up to various levels, and the sailors put them together. Here, they're putting together a torpedo for our torpedo bomber, the Avenger. That big yellow thing all the way around is a monorail, block and tackle to move heavy things up. Doors on a ship are called hatches. We put letters on them, X, Y, Z. There's a round hatch, usually painted yellow, or W, that's an escape hatch. If an X yellow battery operated light, if the power on the ship goes out, they will turn on automatically, located near a hatch so you can find your way out. Some of them have a handle, you can take them off the bulkhead. Bulkhead, that's what we call the walls on the ship. You guys here for the reenactment?
Yeah. Yeah, we will be on the laughing.
If you take a look at this picture, you'll see how the accommodations level out.
Luckily ours was not this
Come on
bad.
through and take a look at the picture.
They probably went to the elevator.
And a scuttlebutt. Oh, the Master at Arms office. This is when you get in trouble. Luckily for me, I never saw this area. Oh, dental? Yeah, I saw this part. You get tie locks. Sleep for 3 days. And so close to the dental chair is where your food is prepped.
Can you imagine being operated on by all at sea? That's the life of the military. Our first battle was August 31st, 1943.
Not good.
Marcus Island.
I thought he said it wasn't a cruise ship.
Only for this one and the Admiral.
Year history. You come out of the academy and serve smaller ships, moving on up to become a captain, hopefully become an admiral. Right. Her dad was Navy also. He knows too. Not everybody makes it to admiral, but these two did. Okay. Our captain, our first captain, was a lieutenant commander. In the Navy, when you're put in charge of a ship, you are automatically called captain or skipper. That's why JFK was only a lieutenant, but when he was put in charge of 109, he was called captain. Our first captain, you over there, okay, you're a lieutenant commander. The other thing is, captain, you're a pilot. Did you know that? Oh, yeah, you're a great pilot. Okay. We have a couple of key positions that are former pilots or pilots. Why? What kind of a boat are we? Aircraft carrier. You need to understand pilots landing on an aircraft carrier. The most dangerous part of landing on a carrier, I don't know if your dad said it or not, because when you're up about 2,000 feet, that's how big the carrier looks. And it's moving, so you got to come in around, and the captain's got to put it in such a position that you can land on it. Okay? So it's important. The other thing, captain, is this. You see that character right there? No. The one there, that woman there? Oh. That's Tom Cruise. You gotta control her. Show me how you control her.
She's my older sister, so she.
You gotta say, hey Tom, settle down, buddy, don't get yourself killed on the field, right? So as a pilot, you know how to talk the language and how it's going, what's going on, okay? So that's important. So our admiral here would advise you, okay, but you're the boss of the ship. Captain screwed up, you're in charge, right? But our admiral here is the admiral of the fleet. She's in charge of 80 boats. How about that? Can you handle that?
All right, guys and girls. Well, that concludes tours 1 and 2 on board the USS Yorktown. We are on the flight deck now. There's one of the Blue Angels, F-18 Hornet, Blue Angel. Man, it is a gorgeous day here in Mount Pleasant. Let's go ahead and slap bowling on there. We bow down to no sponsors. Here's an F-4 Phantom. This one, VF-31 USS Saratoga. My good buddy that I was stationed in RMA school, Vasquez. He was stationed aboard the Saratoga. This one here did a Mach 1. Now they go a lot faster. There's a sonar plane. There's the helicopter that brought in the Apollo landing craft that we saw down in the hangar bay. Just got a message. I'm off to a great start getting my steps in today. I bet so. Close up of the 720 sonar plane, VAW-111, S-38 Viking, Lieutenant Commander Jerry Egler. F-8K Crusader 101, USS Hancock VF-211. If any of these rings a bell, please let me know your thoughts and memories in the comments below, as we're just kind of chilling out on the flight deck. USS Independence VA-75. Here's an S-2 tracker. Beginning in the 1950s, Axis class carriers like the USS Yorktown were designated anti-submarine aircraft carriers to challenge the growing Soviet submarine threat. This aircraft was stationed aboard the USS Yorktown. V-523. I'm trying to walk around the aircraft, not trip over anything, and at the same time not step in any standing water. Because I do have a gig to DJ tonight. Now check out this bad boy, 101. This might look very familiar to all you fighter pilot enthusiasts. F-14 fighter pilots, beware of the blast. VF-154. Not the place you want to stand.